Hello, welcome to another macro video. We're looking today at problems with FRedit lists, but we're not talking about when you're starting to use it. We're talking about that you've been using it for a while, but there are issues with some of the items in the list perhaps. So let's think through what FRedit's main job is, which is to change words, punctuations, and also to add highlights and font colors. FRedit also has the facility to change font size, font names and styles, but those are less often used, and actually they can cause problems if they're brought in accidentally and you don't realize. So how could it be that those changes are brought into your list when you don't want them? Okay, so you think, well, I'm going to add an item, and you think, oh well, I could copy that word or phrase from the text and paste it into the FRedit list, save me typing it. The slight snag there is that when you paste it in, you also end up with the formatting as well, and that can cause problems. So my advice is always to use paste as pure text. So let me just illustrate that quickly. So suppose you're trying to find this word and you want to add it as an item in your list. So you copy it, click in your list, and you paste it. And of course it brings in the formatting with it, as you can see there. So what does it mean to add it in as pure text? So you can put it on a keystroke, which is what I do, but you can right click and look at the paste options there and go to the one on the far right, keep text only. So that's my equivalent of paste as pure text. So when that goes in there, then that's just the text, and therefore when you try and change paste into something else, then it will actually just change the words and not add the formatting, the unwanted formatting. Okay, so what I've produced is a couple of macros that will help. The first one will allow you to check for things like that, oddities where there's some formatting in there or whatever, and so that's called FRedit List Checker, and it gives you a warning when it finds things that don't look right, and you can then decide what to do about it. So let's try running that on this sample. So it's come to this one, and if you look, it's not quite the same size as the one above, and that's because it has a font size added to it. So we can stop and deal with that. And of course, if you were to use this as it is, yes, it would add the highlighting, but it would also change the font size to 11 point. So let's see what else it can find. Oh, it's found that one, and that's a different font. It's Calibri Light. So we can just move on and just have a look at the others. So it looks down. Now, if it finds a hyperlink, now hyperlinks are really going to cause problems, but if you do copy and paste, then the hyperlinks can come over with them. And so it switches, when it finds a hyperlink, it switches the visible fields on so that you can see clearly what the problem is. What else have we got? What's this one? This is, it says style emphasis. So in other words, there's a style that has been added. So if you click on that, if we have a ribbon and a style, so there you can see that the style of that text is emphasis. So when it makes that change, it adds that style, that unwanted style. What else have we got? We have got now this is saying, do you really want to change the highlight color? Because if you put highlighting on one side and not the other, it's actually a change. It's making a change to the color from no highlight to yellow. Okay, that's fine, but so you can use it for making changing, green to yellow or whatever. But that's not what we want. Okay, what else have we got? Nothing else. No, it hasn't detected any more problems. Okay. Right, now the other macro is if you've been using this for a while and you've developed a long list and you're really concerned because things just don't seem to be working, you can kind of start again completely from scratch, but there's a macro that will help you to at least bring some of the the required formatting, in other words italic, bold or whatever, because it copies the list as pure text, and then it adds what I've called obvious formatting. So in other words, it brings through things like bold and italic and highlight and colour, but none of the sort of styles and other things that you probably don't want. So well, that's it. I mean, that's what that does if you need it anytime. So that's it for now. Happy FRediting. All right, bye for now.